This is a model response to the question, how could the doctor have better managed the situation regarding a YouTube video of a bad GP consultation? In this question, we want to keep in mind, in fact, in all interview questions, not just to go straight to the answer. As I've said many times in these videos, it's kind of like in high school maths, how you want to give the working and then the answer. And even if you give the wrong answer, you still actually get marks for the working. But if you don't give your working, there's a limited sense that you can get marks overall. So what we want to do is use this question as an excuse to articulate some of the concerns that may be relevant regarding the consequences of this GP's behaviour, and always trying to think as laterally and creatively as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and put a minute on the clock and we'll see how we go. A minute starting, what was the question again? Sorry. How could the doctor have better managed the situation? Okay, sure. So the factors that are relevant in this situation are both beneficence of the patient and patient autonomy, wanting to make sure that a patient feels respected in their desires concerning their own healthcare, and also ensuring that for the sake of that patient taking time out of their busy day, that they get a solution that they feel makes them feel heard and that in some way mitigates the stress they were feeling that prompted the visit. Now, depending on the kind of response they give, it could have the result of making the patient either more or less likely to attend the GP in the future and to interact with primary prevention. And that could have a knock-on effect to their health, especially in a rural setting where perhaps people are further away from their primary healthcare provider, and we really want to incentivize those kinds of visits. The doctor also may have something going into the background. So if this is something that she's been like with all patients, she could definitely take better care of her own mental well-being and try not to bring things to work. I think she could have been more conscientious and listened better to the patient and more accommodating. So again, a little bit of mismanagement of time there. I ran out at the very end, although I think that still would have scored well. I'm personally happy providing my working and then just tucking the answer at the back end. I would have liked to have said she could have perhaps given some more time to think. She could have repeated what the patient said to her to make the patient feel like she was being listened to. And perhaps asking more open-ended questions. I think that's probably what they wanted to hear. So in reflection, had I tucked that at the end, it would have been a better answer. But I wouldn't want, for the sake of including them, to have avoided those first bits, which I think were relevant to the question as well.